trousers by Lidl, spring jacket, charity shop, screen printed flannel shirt by Artist, love sex, hate sexism t-shirt, Anarchist book fair. This is Lay of the Land, my gardening vlog, and general catch-up time. I'm going to show you what's been going on in my garden, what projects I've got happening, and where we are at the moment. It is the 10th of February 2021. Let's get to it. Like much of the UK, we've had a snowy start to February, although there's not much left today. It's mainly melted, and we never had much. It was only a little sprinkle, like icing sugar. I've been getting lots of free pots. My mum's been putting a shout out on free cycles, so I've been getting big pots, small pots, pots that have copper slug tape on them. There's loads of pots for my project this year. I'm hoping to give away loads and loads of vegetables. This is the old chicken house. I want to get rid of that, put that up on Gumtree. I've got 2 hay bales left for straw bale gardening. I need to decide where I'm going to put them. The border here, not looking in the best of shape. There's a hebe that I planted, but some of the bulbs are starting to come up now. And the poor strawberries from my strawberry tower, still under a little bit of snow. We took out a buddleia that was in this corner. It was on the left of that black chimney, and when it's time to plant the fruit trees, hopefully next week, we've decided that we're going to put one fruit tree there to help fill in the gap so we don't see so much of the neighbour's property. It's the first primrose of the year, and it's flopping under the cold. Outside of the greenhouse, I've got my pots in containers here. I've got a mulberry tree that I bought off eBay, and my hope is eventually I'll be able to experiment with raising silkworms for silk production. So I've just got it in a pot for now. I haven't decided where I'm going to plant that out, or even if I will plant it out here. My pansies are struggling on through the snow. I love them so much. They're such a great piece of winter colour, and they just really bring the garden to life in these cold, cold times. How beautifully golden the straw looks in the sunshine. Isn't that gorgeous? Still got straw storage going on the right hand side of the greenhouse. Hopefully we're going to build a straw storage hut somewhere soon. My beautiful seedlings, as you will have seen in the growing pepper video, they're all going. And here I wanted to share with you something new, a little experiment. I wanted to have a go at sprouting linseeds, flax seeds. I wanted to see how they come up and what they look like when they grow, because if you try and sprout them with just water, it doesn't really work. The seeds end up producing this gelatinous substance. Some people even use it as hair gel. So I wanted to just experiment with sprouting them. I was curious as to what their seedlings look like. Now my curiosity has been sated. Here in the first raised beds, the poor broad beans have taken an absolute beating in the snow and with the frosts. And some of them have unfortunately snapped off. Some of them are still going pretty strong. And the garlic is doing great. I protected my garlic with wire with galvanized mesh to prevent squirrels from digging them up, because they love to do that. They'll dig up your garlic, take a bite out of each clove, and then just throw it away basically. It's so irritating. But here my garlic's nice and protected, so I'm going to take this off soon. And we've got this space here is going to have another 2 raised beds. My mum found a carpenter on Facebook who did those 2, and he's selling them again this year. So we bought another, how many did we buy? 2. We bought another 6. So we're going to up these by one level and then have 2 more beds here that are double height with these. And here are the hay bales that I'm doing my hay/straw bale gardening with. We got damaged ones from an equestrian supplier who had some water damage in their barn. So we're going to be planting to the top of those and seeing how that goes. I've never done straw bale or hay bale gardening before, so I'm excited to see how it works. Composts all coming along nicely. This one is leaf mulch and the contents of the guinea pig cages. So that rots down to a lighter mix than these ones. Oh god, they're frozen shut. These are our food waste ones. So this is all kitchen waste that's going to rot down. However, that celery seems very alive and happy. Up ahead we have the path project that I started working on, but had to put a stop to because the ground was just so wet that I wasn't really able to keep digging. It drops down by about 20 centimetres. I'm trying to bring it to the same level as the paving here. This was where an old shed was, and this area here I'm hoping to sort of turn into like a magical little fairy space garden, maybe with an altar. Not really decided. The pagan corner maybe. And here you can see where the neighbour's cherry tree came down. That cherry tree there had one of the trunks snapped because it was old and rotten and came down, and we've still got some bits here. Over by the old apple tree, I want to cut this down. It does produce new growth, but it doesn't seem to produce fruit. So we're a bit undecided as a family what we're going to do with that. But underneath the apple tree, we've got all these wonderful bulbs coming up. These are bluebells. So in a couple of months, we should have a beautiful carpet of bluebells, like our own mini bluebell wood. Another bit of tree that's come down. This one came down in the snow the other day. I'm not sure what species it is. So, but it's very covered in ivy, and that's what's caused it to come down. The ivy ends up getting covered in snow. It just makes a lot of weight, and then the ivy comes crashing down. Hello, girls. One little blast of winter colour down this end of the garden comes from these. These are the fruit from, I think it's an iris. So these irises are dropping their berries now, and they've formed quite a large clump, which is good. They obviously are very happy here. It's quite a damp area, so they're happy. And bulbs that I planted myself are starting to come up. I bulb bombed in a trench all along this fence, about 50 centimetres away from the fence. And there were daffodils and tulips and all sorts, and the daffs have just started coming up, which is fantastic. Hopefully the squirrels didn't dig too many of my bulbs up. Look at that winter sun on the snow. It's like Arctic tundra. The big dip in the ground is slowly getting filled in. We've been putting small bits of wood and even brambles that we've dug up in there. And when I was working on the path, the soil that I was digging off the pathway was going in here as well, so it was slowly getting levelled out. The pasture quality here at the moment is terrible. My poor chickens don't really have anything in the way to eat in terms of forage. They've cleared off all the old geranium. It's like this, that stuff you see over there is like this geranium, cranesbill geranium that's spread everywhere, and they've eaten all of that. There's no grass here. So when this hole is fully filled in, I'm going to try and turf all of this area again. I'm going to try and introduce lots of grasses, wheat and all sorts to provide forage for my girls. They're being very noisy. Do you want to be YouTube famous? Hello, Willow. So I've got the brown one, that's Willow. She's about to take my finger off. Icarus is here at the front with her hairdo. Nanami is the Plymouth Barred Rock in the middle, and the little black one at the back is Gimpina. Gimpina! I think I've got something for you. I don't have anything for you. Sorry, babies. And then the last bit of the garden, this bit, it's about 2 meters across behind the chicken house. We've worked to dig out the brambles that were here, and I'm hoping to turn this into sort of an edge of a field hedgerowy area. So we've got some primroses, not flowering yet. They were here already. And then I've been trying to get grasses to take. When I find grasses in other areas, I'm moving them here. But when the weather warms up a little bit, I'm going to sprinkle wildflower mix over here, get some yarrow, get some ryegrass and all these kind of things, and try to just cultivate a nice biodiverse strip. So that's it for lay of the land this time. I hope you like seeing where my garden is at the moment, and I'll show you again soon.